All right, so let me make sure my screen is good. All right, so this is your Bitcoin and crypto news for 4/3/2018. A little bit of pop in the market today. We also see volume coming back a little bit. So those are two things that I like to see when I am trading. So let's kind of look at some things here. As we go through kind of the same stuff, and I'm going to look at a lot more charts today. We'll look at gainers. I still think Ethereum is okay to the long side. I think a lot of things are good to the long side here. So when we go into the market cap, the first thing I always look at is how many cryptos there are. Are we starting to see this number? It is moving up, but it's moving up at a slower pace than before. So if I went in here and I click cryptos, it can't really see. You can't really see how it looks on a chart of how many cryptos. But what happened was, obviously we've had a lot of cryptos, and we were moving. The amount of cryptos is decelerating. So we probably had a big spike like this, and it's kind of like tailed off here like that. So it's kind of tailed off here. But we continue to see the amount of cryptos here. And the one thing I like about this, if you guys go to CoinMarketCap, and this is usually where I go to for everything. If you go to CoinMarketCap and you click on this right here, cryptocurrencies, it's really cool because it gives a very simple snapshot here. So if you click this right here, that 15.99 button, it will come up and it'll show you the performance over. And this is really cool because you can kind of compare stuff to each other, right? And say, hey, how's it performing in an easy snapshot. So this will show you the percentage in 1 hour, the percentage in 24 hours, and then the percentage in 7 days. As we can see here, one thing I find really interesting here is, Bitcoin 8%, okay? So Bitcoin's down 8%, but look at Bitcoin Cash, look at Litecoin, okay? Those are just getting massacred. So we see here, Bitcoin Cash down 22% over the last 7 days, and Litecoin down 11%. Ethereum down 13%. So if you compare your portfolio versus these, you'll see these underperforming the market or underperforming Bitcoin. Just keep going down. Binance has been really, really strong. I think the longer that Coinbase goes without adding coins, the higher Binance will go. I think if Coinbase adds coins, then I think Binance will go lower. Let me just see if Robinhood. I don't know if they've released cryptos yet. I know they're trying to, but I don't know if it's officially launched. Nope, they're still not in it yet. So this is something that I find very interesting as well. Is I think when Robinhood releases their cryptos, it will decrease too. So maybe I'm gonna start watching some videos over the weekend and seeing what Robinhood is potentially looking to add. Did they add? It says get early access. There's 1 million people in line. Well, I'm on the list. Oh, trading it currently available in California, Massachusetts, Missouri, and Montana. So you can get in to it. Let's see what kind of coins they have here. Coins that Robinhood has. And I'm assuming it's the top 4. Robinhood, you can buy Bitcoin and Ethereum, it looks like. Okay, let me bring that up. Thank you, Jonathan. Commission-free cryptos in 4 states. So investors can now trade Bitcoin and Ethereum for free in a handful of U.S. states. As promised, rolling out free commissions in Bitcoin and Ethereum in California, Massachusetts, Missouri, and Montana. How they pick these states, I have no idea. But right now, Bitcoin and Ethereum, I'm going to do a little research for you guys in the next 24 hours. And I'm going to look to see what coins they could possibly add. Because if they add coins, just like if Coinbase adds coins, that would just increase the price. So I'm going to kind of see what kind of coins they have here. but you see here, Robinhood has released it. Robinhood's cryptocurrency expansion gives more competition on Bitcoin. Currently boasts more than 20 million users and trades more than 150 billion in trades. So they're trying to get cut into it. So when we go back in here, we did see Binance very, very strong here, up 16% in the last week. Verge, I continue to Verge. I don't really like it. But, okay, so let's go back into CoinMarketCap and see. Okay, market cap, guys. I talked about this. I bought some Bitcoin. It's like the first time I bought a big amount of Bitcoin. So I bought Bitcoin at 66.67. Currently, it's tried about 7,400. So yes, it has popped 10%, but it's not like I'm going to sell it there. I'm going to wait for bigger movement here. So in the last 7 days, I think the bottom could accurately be tested here. I've been on the sidelines for a very, very long time, and for the first time in a while, I did buy Bitcoin. As I look at Bitcoin right now, it's 73.40, and this is kind of long-term hold for me. I probably look to add to it, but I don't want to really sell it at all. I mean, if it pops 20,000, I'd probably sell it. But as you can see here, over the last 7 days, this will be our new low, guys, which will be our line in the sand at 243 billion as a market cap. So I can just take out my arrow here, and this will be the line in the sand to the downside. Okay. So remember that number, guys. Implant it into the back of your little head. 243 billion market cap. Okay, so 243 billion is the market cap. That is the recent lows here. Like the high was 819-ish. This is going to be your low at 243. So just kind of remember that. It's important if it breaks there. Right now we're at 275. So every time we move nowadays, I always talk about the movements being bigger when the total market cap is lower. So we moved from 243 to 275. That has put on 32 billion since the lows. 32 billion divided by 24 is roughly 1.3, about 13%. So we have rallied from the lows. If you're one of those traders that wants to see some buying pressure, before you put something on, this is your possibility. Okay, you could be buying it here because we are seeing a little bit of buying pressure in the market here. Let's go back to CoinMarketCap. So trade volume, we kind of looked at that. Trending market cap. We looked at market cap. And look at the Bitcoin. What I want to start seeing too is just really important, guys. I want to see this number right here. This number is 13 billion. Usually when I come into my session of the day, it's 13 to 14 billion. And one thing that's really important is to get this number higher. So I want volume to be higher on up days. Okay, volume to be lower on down days. That means that, if we were up, 20% in the cryptocurrency market space, so if we were up 20%, I would want to see this volume at like 16 billion, right? It shows there is really aggressive buying coming in the market. So just kind of keep that in mind, guys. You want to see that volume higher on days where we go up. If we see the market down 20% and this volume is 16 billion, that's trouble, because that means that there's a huge institution coming in and selling it. Institution or whale. Let's go back into here. Is this total? That's total market cap. Okay, let's go to Bitcoin dominance. This one has been kind of hanging out here. Bitcoin dominance. Let me go back. So Bitcoin dominance, around this 45%. I saw some guy on YouTube that said it's never ever going to get above 50%, and that's when I said it's probably going to get above 50%. So this is the highest it's been for a while, 45.4. We see it slowly trickling higher. I still think Bitcoin is the cryptocurrency or the token. The reason that I think that is just due to the fact that we continue to see it slowly move higher. Okay, relative to the market. So Bitcoin is outperforming the market. We just saw that on another slide here. And I think it will continue to outperform the market. Try to reset my phone. I can't figure it out. So Bitcoin dominance is 45%, guys. So 45% is the Bitcoin dominance, and I think that number goes higher. Okay. So let's go back into it. Let's look at trending, what's moving, what's not moving. What is wrong with my phone? Okay, so we're looking at trending here, gainers and losers. I would just like to see what's moving here. Lightning Bitcoin has been moving a lot. I don't know why. Steam Dollars, might have renamed it here. Litecoin Cash, Verge. You know, Verge up 40% overnight, and I continue to reiterate, you know, if you have a coin that is up 40% and it's a 6-cent coin, is it really moving? And the answer is, well, yeah, it is moving, but nothing crazy here. Steam, looking really well. That's the social network here. And actually interesting here, if you think about it, if Google and Facebook bans, let's say Google owns YouTube, and if Google bans every YouTube channel, then Steam's going to go to the go-to platform. So we can look at a chart here, Steam, but that is interesting to just think about. You know, if we see some YouTubers kind of freaking out and they might ban it, if they ban YouTubers, Steam could go higher. Maybe that's, you know, rumor here about that. Other than that, nothing in the winners. Losers, I mean, they just come up with these names and like they try to get people to buy them. It's almost like a huge marketing scheme. So there's one called HODL Bucks. Okay, down 54%. It's also a 6-cent coin. Anything else interesting here? No. Super Bitcoin. Like, I really think what I would like to see, if I could ask for anything in the cryptocurrency market, okay, this is what I would like more than anything. This would be the best thing that could ever happen in the cryptocurrency space. So right now there's 1,599 of them, right? I would say maybe 99% of them are, I'd say about 85 to 90% are crap, okay? Okay, so 85 to 90% is crap. What I would like to see is the SEC going huge against, you know, cryptocurrencies and against these, outlawing ICOs, outlawing anything. Okay, I would like to see this crypto market of 1,600 go to about 300. Okay, and then the cryptocurrency market would crash. It would go to maybe 160 billion, but then the strong would survive, and these would actually be a real market. And then I think from there, we can 20x, okay? And I don't know if this is ever gonna happen, but this would be like my #1 go-to prediction, okay? This would be what I would like more than anything else in the world, okay? 1,600 cryptos, most of these cryptos are crap. I mean, it's just almost common sense. You just look at the names of these, and they just come up with names. And HODL Bucks, I mean, like, you know that's no good. I mean, there's Jesus Coin. Like, anybody can come up with an ICO and there's no regulation on it. And it's almost like there's like binary exchanges all over the world, and it's kind of like the same thing. Like, just come up with a name and try to sell it. Like, I don't know how many different Bitcoins there are. There's one down here we looked at here. Super Bitcoin. Like, seriously, just get rid of most of this crap. Crash the market, and then look at this. So if you just put in Bitcoin, there's Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Diamond, Bitcore, Bitcoin Dark, okay? It's ridiculous. Like, I wish there's more regulation on this stuff. Litecoin Ultra, like, I'd have never never heard of this stuff. Like, they'll just come out with coins, try to make money, and then try to pump and dump them. So, you know, my big thing would basically, in a nutshell, to see how my P&L is doing. Basically, in a nutshell, you know, get rid of a lot of the crap. Get rid of the crap and then keep the good coins, crash the market, let me buy some more, and then start fresh. Like, I mean, there's advertisements everywhere, right? Look at this Crowd Machine. Like, what do any of these actually do? I ran into someone at a coffee shop, and I was wearing my I Trade Bitcoin hat, and he said, oh, you trade Bitcoin? Bitcoin's probably about 15,000. I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, all my buddies that go to Yale, that's what they're doing. Okay, there's no more, basically, 70 years ago, the best job out of college was to be a lawyer. And then the best job out of college was to be an investment banker. And then the best job out of college was to work for a startup. Now the best job out of college is to basically work for blockchain technology to some degree. But there is so much crap out there that like it's awful. So that's kind of my tangent for the day. Recently added, haven't looked at this before. Bank to the future. I mean, you're telling me that's not it. Bitcoin Green. Noah Coin. Should have a Passover coin. Dragon Coins. Okay, so let's just look at some charts here after this. Is there anything else I want to look at CoinMarketCap? Global charts. Historical snapshots, website widgets. Let's go. I've actually never looked at this stuff before. Oh, historical snapshots. That's pretty cool. 2013, let's see where Bitcoin was. $113. The third name coin, third market cap. I think all these are gone. Let's go back in here. Historical snapshot, currency converter calculator. Let's see. Website widgets. Okay, so enough of that. Let's go back into look at Bitcoin and so Bitcoin here on TradingView, and like I said, guys, we're finally starting to see some buying pressure. So let's bring up Bitcoin and start on the monthly. I think buying anything here with the stop under the lows is okay now. Okay, so we go to the monthly chart. So the monthly chart here, still starting to see a little bit buying pressure finally on the monthly chart. So on the monthly chart, I still think this 5,800 holds, guys. That is the line in the sand. I don't use my stop losses ever usually when I'm trading, but if I did use stop losses, 5,800 would be my line in the sand. I did buy it at about 66, 67. So monthly chart, we're still bullish, guys, even though all the bad news, they call it FUD in the cryptocurrency world, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. We look at the weekly chart. Okay, we're okay on the weekly chart. So good on the monthly, good on the weekly. Where we get screwed up is when we go to the daily chart. Okay, we haven't made a huge reversal bar on the daily. Like one thing we'd like to see, like that was a short-term low on the daily chart right here. Okay, but we haven't seen that reversal down here yet. So do we get a reversal? I'm not sure the answer for that. But daily chart is not good. Okay, so monthly good, weekly good, daily not so good. As we speed it up here, we're going to start seeing some buying pressure. So the 4-hour bar, we're still under the cloud here. 4-hour trades best on Forex. If we speed it up a little bit, I bet on the hourly we're good. 3-hour in the cloud. So as you can see, as we speed up the time frames, we're starting to see some buying pressure. 2-hour above the cloud. Okay, so it depends on what time frame that you trade on. It works best on a 15-minute bar in Bitcoin. I've looked at historical data on it. So 2-hour bar is okay. Now we go to the hourly bar. We had a buy back here at around 70.60. 15 is what I like to look at. Okay, so if you look at the 15 and we add the triple confirmation, so the 30, 60, and the 2-hour. okay? We are in triple confirmation setup, but we haven't got a buy in a while. So if you look at this here, guys, this is really interesting because we see the 15-minute bar, okay? So these all represent time frames here on the bottom, okay? First bar is the 15, next one's the 30, 60, and 120, okay? If we get into the cloud and produce a bull bar, we will get a buy. I repeat that. If we get into the cloud and produce a bull bar, we will get a buy in the 15-minute bar, and that is going to be your signal here in Bitcoin to get long, okay? So I can watch it on Thinkorswim, I can watch it on TradingView. We are getting a buy here in Bitcoin, guys. So let me bring it up over here. And same thing, 15-minute bar. And I'm going to put up the triple confirmation. 30, hourly, and 2 hour. Okay, so let's bring it up. Okay, so if we get into the cloud and produce a bull bar, guys, we are a buy in Bitcoin with a stop under 7,100. Okay, so here's your signal of the day, guys. Okay, finally we got a long signal. Okay, if Bitcoin gets into the cloud, actually it's not a triple confirmation. I don't know why it's not a triple confirmation on here, but it is on the other one. Let me go check that real quick. So 2 hourly. So it's not a triple confirmation. I apologize. So it is not a triple confirmation. So we see the 15 bullish, the 30 bullish, the 60 is not bullish, and the 2 hour is bearish. Why on this one is it different? I'm gonna have to have Brian look at this, because this gives me the 2 hour. Maybe it's future versus coin market cap. This is on. Let's try Coinbase. So let me go back to the 15. And so actually it's not bullish on Coinbase. So it depends on, I guess, what you're using. If you're using Coinbase, it's not going to be a triple confirmation. But if you wanted to take it, it is a signal. It's a weaker signal, but somebody could take the signal if they wanted to. So this trade would be pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and pretty easy. You could buy Bitcoin here at 73.40. It's not a triple confirmation, guys, so this technically is not a signal. So you buy Bitcoin at 73.40, and you can buy the future market. If you buy the future market, you only have to put up 25% of the margin. So on a one lot, you're only going to need about $1,700. So you can buy Bitcoin at 73.40. Stop loss, I'm going to call it 71.40. Okay, and then your target, you have a 1-to-1 reward to risk setup. So your target here is going to be 75.40. So this is kind of your trade of the day. It's not exactly a triple confirmation, but it's getting close. So buy Bitcoin 73.40, stop loss 71.40, and your target is 75.40. So that is your setup of the day here in Bitcoin. I want to look at Ethereum and kind of do the same thing here. I think the possible low in Ethereum could be in. It has just gotten beaten down. So let's start with the monthly. Monthly is going to be strong. Okay, the low in Ethereum, I'm not long in the Ethereum, is 365. So 40 bucks off the low is about 12%. So monthly, bullish. Weekly, bullish. Daily, look at this, guys. I mean, this is a clear. One of the biggest tails, Scientology tails, is a lower low and a lower high. So this is continuing to make lower lows and lower highs. Okay, this is in a clear channel. The only way we might get a reversal if we see consolidation in a big green candle. So if you want to take Ethereum here on the daily chart with a stop under 365, I think it's okay. But look for that reversal bar. Let's speed it up a little bit. 4 hour bar. Still under the cloud. 3 hour, I bet, will be under the cloud. 2 hour be under the cloud. And then your hourly is probably going to get you to the bull side. And then the hourly, that's going to finally get you above the cloud. Okay, so what we see, guys, we're finally seeing some buying pressure. I gave you a possible setup here in Bitcoin You can buy Bitcoin at 73.40, stop at 71.40, target at 75.40. That's a 1-to-1 reward to risk setup. And I just want to look at IOTA really quick on the daily. So every time I go to IOTA, MIOTA. So IOTA here. IOTA above the cloud on the 60. Let me go to the daily. Daily chart, possible. See, that's a decent reversal candle there at 94 cents. So that is your Bitcoin and crypto news today, guys. We're finally seeing some buying pressure. I did get long Bitcoin at 66.67, so I still like it longer term. It's nice to see some buying pressure. You could buy Bitcoin here at 73.40. Everybody have a great day trading. I'm going to pass you guys over to Mark.